2022 is over. I wonder how 2023 is going so far. I'm glad to see nothing has changed. Now, this may come as a shock to you. You may want to sit down for this, but Ethan did another oopsie. I know, again. It's shocking, isn't it? The man who was given 45 second chances has fucked up again. But let's start from the beginning. So this starts with a streamer called Atrioc, I think that's his name, who was caught watching deepfake porn. Somehow, like, he alt-tabbed and someone caught that 1/10 of a second where they saw, hey, you got deepfake porn. It's like, god damn, y'all quick. Here, alt-tabbed, and they're like, gotcha, nigga. Like, oh shit, what? Now, that wouldn't be such a big deal. Like, again, it's kind of a big deal, but it's not. But it wouldn't be, I think it would blow over pretty quickly, except for the fact that some of the people saw deepfake porn of were of his friends. Pokimane, I think, was one of the names that came up. QT, Cinderella is a bigger person in this situation because Atrioc is on the stream crying. His wife is with him crying. It's kind of pathetic, a little pathetic. It's like, I'm like, just leave the internet forever, man. That's your only hope. And QT Cinderella starts crying about it, and I don't blame her. I mean, somebody is using your likeness, putting on someone's body. Now, speaking of that, I do have a few criticisms in that regard where she says men are using her body. First of all, I want to say real quick, do not sleep on women who do this shit too. Like, don't sleep on them. I'm pretty sure there are a few or even a lot of them that use this deepfake technology for that purpose as well. But so don't sleep on them. But also the whole, you see they're using my body. It's not really your body. It's a porn star's body, presumably. And I say presumably because I'm like, it could be just a regular person. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. Could be just a random thing with some homemade shit that someone pasted a face on, copy and pasted a face onto. But it is another person's body, not yours. They just using your face to it. And I understand in that regard because, you know, people, like some advertiser could literally just be a fucking panicky ass and then be like, oh, just bored of you, we can't have you no more. It's like, that's not me. Yeah, but we don't know what AI technology is, I guess, because we're stupid. You know those wacky boomers. So that's some of my few criticisms on that. Oh, the other one was that she was already paying out money to these sites to stop putting her face on there, and now she's threatening to sue. It's like, that's what you should have started with. You should have led with that. You should have led with the lawsuit. Because at that point they're just fucking extorting you for money, and that's exactly what's been going on, pretty much. And yeah, that and the whole, it's my body. It's not your body though. It's someone else's body. With that, the porn star or even the distribution company who, you know, produced that porn in the first place gets to say, you know, hey, we want you to take that shit down because now you getting us caught up in your bullshit. They can do that, but she wouldn't have a case, is what I'm saying, if she tried to claim her body and all that. Your face, for damn sure, you have a claim to that. Now, that's only a few minor criticisms. Overall, she has every right to be upset about that. And then that leads us to Ethan Klein. Leads us to our boy, little Ethan, our sweet little Ethan. And yeah, you listen to this for yourself.
This is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. Genuinely, probably. And I'm sure everyone in the world would tell me not to go live right now. I'm sure everyone would. I'm like, don't even want to look at my phone. I'm sure everybody would. But I wanted to go live because this is what pain looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay? This is what it looks like. Fuck the fucking internet. Fuck the constant exploitation and objectification of women. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Fuck Atrioc for showing it to thousands of people. Fuck the people DMing me pictures of myself from that website. Fuck you all. This is what it looks like. This is what the pain looks like. Okay? Why? Why?
What is going on with you?
I'm sorry, don't mind me.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of
What is
being
going on
seen
with
sexually,
You're a monster, dude.
You guys are crazy.
Why did you do that?
Zach, what the fuck, bro? You're evil. You're fucking evil.
Dude, what the fuck, bro?
What is going on here?
I'm just speechless, dude.
Get it out of your system, because I know this is...
Yikes.
That was insane.
Yeah.
they're not benefiting, they're not selling it, they're not platforming it themselves. If you are able to look at that, you are the problem. You see women as an object. You should not be okay doing that. And it should not be a part of my job to have to pay money to get this stuff taken down. It should not be part of my job to be harassed, to see pictures of me nude spread around. It should not be something that is found on the internet. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a part of my job. And the fact that it is exhausting. And the person that made that website, I'm going to fucking sue you. I promise you. With every part of my soul, I'm going to fucking sue you.
As always, Ethan sticks his nose into another situation and makes it worse for himself and everyone else involved. I mean, it's like the first time it's happened. The Bobby Lee thing, I believe, was one of them. The Amaranth thing was another. And he already has since apologized for this whole segment.
I'm sorry about this. You know what, you guys? It's not funny, and I'm very sorry about that. Zach's a fucking psychopath and played the Chestnut song. And it just... You know what I mean?
Dan's got something to say, I think.
Absolutely not. Listen, I didn't... Nope, I can't do it.
I think there was just miscommunication as to in the Discord, maybe that may have caused that.
Your finger slipped because it's on the hotkey, right?
Sure.
Somebody asked if it's possible.
No.
What?
I don't know what you're saying, but don't say it.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Are you gonna... Should I come cry next to you?
Yeah, will you come cry next to me?
I knew we shouldn't have been laughing too hard at this couple.
I couldn't help it at the time.
No, not her,
the
the couple, because it's like 5 minutes later it's gonna be us.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I knew it.
Here's the thing. I may have mentioned in Discord for Zach to play the Chestnut song.
There it is. Thank you.
And everybody saw it.
Thank you.
And here's what it is, and I apologize. You know, I know that it was super inappropriate. And I was thinking about Bobby, how we did that to Bobby, and it wasn't funny, and I apologize for that. It wasn't funny. But then once I started, I couldn't stop. I had to step out. I was listening though, and I'll say this: I'm 100% support her. I want to donate to the cause. If she's founding a lawsuit, I want to support her. But it's not funny. That was a huge. You know what? I deeply apologize.
Honestly, I wouldn't accept the apology, but that's not my apology to accept, so fuck it. I mean, that's up to QT Cinderella to accept that apology. I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But this is entirely Ethan's fault. Like, I don't care what his fans say. Like, oh, haven't you laughed in uncomfortable situations before? Okay. You ever laughed in uncomfortable situations? Now all of a sudden his fan base is full of fucking behavioral analysis, I guess. Some of his fans are against Ethan on this, by the way. It should be noted. Some of his fans are against him, but But others are trying to make excuses, as they always fucking do, because they're sycophants and they don't know how to just criticize their content creator, their beloved content creators. They just whatever happens, we're with you no matter what, even if you are objectively wrong in this case. But the whole, hey, laughing in uncomfortable situations. I mean, first of all, Ethan's not the fucking Joker. Okay, he's not Arthur Fleck, where he has that fucking pathological laughter. He can control himself, I imagine. Despite the Tourette's, I know he can control himself to some degree. But the other thing is, that gets canceled out because he sent his boy a Discord message, or told him on Discord to do the shit. To press the button to make that damn song happen. Because, of course, sound bites at random times are funny. That's comedy. And then when he gets called a bootleg Howard Stern, I would call him a Howard Stern for the Gen Z crowd. The pretend edgy. Not the edginess of Howard Stern was back in the day, but the pretend edgy. Like, oh, I feel so dirty. I'm watching this at 10 o'clock at night. Oh, it's past my bedtime. That kind of stupid shit. And it's like, he took it as a compliment at one point to being called a discount Howard Stern, but it's like, I mean, you can call it a compliment. I mean, someone could call me a pickaninny and I can call it a compliment, but it's not a compliment. It's an insult. And it's only a compliment if you have not watched Howard Stern in the last 30 years. A lot of that shit is not aged well. A lot of that shit's like really try hard and cringe for the love of God. And I'm just like, bruh, what are we doing here? What is this? So it's a compliment to him because he hasn't watched Howard Stern, or listened to Howard Stern, or hasn't watched him in years. But I think it's time we let Ethan go here, okay? Just stop watching his shit and stop following this man's content. Let his whole channel sink to the ground and burn down to the ground. I mean, I'd say we did it to Death Noodles, but the difference between Ethan and Death Noodles is that Ethan has a much bigger following than Death Noodles does. Ethan's podcast channel alone has like almost 3 million subscribers. Death Noodles has like had 500,000. He had over 500,000 until he started acting like the douchebag. But now he's about roughly 500,000 now. He's about 525K as of this recording. He's still losing subs. It's like, Jesus. But, it's time we let Ethan go. Let's just let it go, man. What more proof do you need that he needs to be let go? Let's start with the fact that the whole power bottom thing, first of all, from last year, which he also apologized for. And this brings me back to what I said before earlier. He apologized for that too, but he ended up memeing that apology like about a week or two later. He gave a quote-unquote sincere apology. He later on memed that apology, and now it's like, oh, so you just didn't really mean that shit. You just wanted to, just say, hey, here's an apology. There you go. And it's some of his dumb fans, or really was like, yeah, sure, you apologize, cool. Anyway, where's more podcast stuff? And it's like, they don't care. He knows his audience is stupid, and so they'll forgive and forget, regardless of what it is he did. Then there's more egregious examples, like the time they doxed the guy. Fucking Ethan wanted to find Amaranth's husband on Instagram. Amaranth, who was involved in a pretty abusive relationship, let's just call it what it is. And this is an abusive relationship. And it's really weird too, because like, I kind of drew comparisons between that and the Mel Gibson thing. And I think the only difference between that and the Mel Gibson thing is that the Mel Gibson thing was a little more funny based on Mel Gibson's childish rage. I mean, obviously the fact that he beat his wife and allegedly hit his daughter in the process too is not funny. But like the idea that Mel Gibson, like for example, there's a bit where Mel Gibson's ranting and his wife Oksana is like, have you said everything? And Mel Gibson yells, I've said nothing! Like, that's fucking hilarious to me. Like, Mel, just get off the phone, man. You sound stupid. You sound ridiculously stupid. Like, shit like that. But like, then there's this thing where it's like, it's way more uncomfortable because it's like, this guy is just being a total piece of shit. Like, wow. I mean, Mel Gibson being a piece of shit too. I'm not even going to deny that. But like, holy fuck, this whole situation. And then Ethan, of course, took his face into the situation and wanted to find this guy Nick Lee on Instagram. Nick Lee was apparently the name of the husband of Amaranth, and they found a Nick Lee and decided to try to dox him to the audience. Him and that idiot Olivia, who I can't fucking stand that girl at all. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, but the fact that this redheaded chick was like the one decent human being in that room, which is crazy because it's usually Dan, our boy Dan, the yes man, Dan, who told Ethan to roll back that fucking bombing NRA thing statement. Usually it was him, but it's not this time. He's back to being the dummy he always was. You know, then you got the wrong person. They doxed the wrong person, and his fans went after the guy anyway. And Dan in this situation too said, "Yeah, I knew this was going to happen because your fans are stupid." It's like, well, at least you acknowledge your fans are dumb, because they are very stupid people. They're either a bunch of edgy 14-year-olds or pretend edgy 14-year-olds, or they're just complete idiots entirely. So, and some of them are adults. So it's like, wow, that's even worse. But yeah, he apologized for that. The other idiot apologized for that, and it's like, this could have been avoided if you just didn't bother doing that. And as someone pointed out, you could probably put her into more trouble with that husband by fucking getting him involved with your stupid fan base. You realize that, right? Good God. Again, this is these times like this we go, Ethan, just stay out of it. You're too stupid to be involved in this. Jesus. And you go over to the Bo Black situation, man. Bought a bunch of Bo Black's plushies. Bo Black's had a whole gang of plushies he wanted to buy, or he wanted to sell, and it had a certain goal in mind. Ethan put down $5,000 on it, and kept trying to hold it over his head, like, "Yeah, I bought you plushies. Yeah, you don't want me to run those, do you?" Then Bo Black's liked some tweet that Ethan perceived as anti-Semitic, which it wasn't. It was not anti-Semitic at all. It was making fun of the fact that Ethan was talking about killing Christians and Jesus and all this other shit, and someone telling him he's trying to speedrun another Holocaust. It's like, I mean, what else do you want to call it? Like, what's going on with you, big guy? Why are we doing it? Why are we here with this? And so he tried to refund it. He did refund him, but he had to call his bank to do it because there's no refunds on the site where Bo Blacks was selling him. He had to call his bank and spend even, I guess, more money just to get it to cancel that order. People ended up buying the plushies anyway in support of Bo Blacks and realizing Ethan's a fucking snake and a cunt, and among other things. But yeah, that's the kind of person Ethan is. That's the kind of charitable guy he is. I will buy your stuff I will meme you and buy your stuff to support you, but I'll also hold it over your head like I own you. What a genuinely nice guy we got here. And this is why I say, time to let him go. It's over. Like you people are gonna do the same shit again. Some of you are anyway, where he's gonna give a half-assed apology, and then he's gonna go do the same shit again, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my God!" And then he's gonna do this. It's a cycle. It's a fucking cycle. You know, he knows you're gonna accept it and he's gonna keep, get them numbers back up again eventually. And it's like, why do we have to repeat the same cycle? Are there no other content creators out there like Ethan Klein? Do you really need that E3 podcast that badly? This fucking this Gen Z Howard Stern, whose only source of comedy is playing fucking sound bites every 30 to 40 seconds, because that's funny. There are even times they play sound bites while Ethan's talking about other shit that doesn't even like require a sound bite. It's just random sound bites for no fucking reason. And the guy who even did the soundbite in the first place is like, every time I see that guy, I just end up going full low tier God with that shit. You serve no purpose. You serve no purpose. What do you do? Besides press a button like a fucking jacket in it. Just, oh, shit. Guys, just let Ethan go, okay? It's time to let Ethan go. You don't need that podcast as badly as you think you do. It's over. This is done. Well, this is a nice start to a new year, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn.